Other interesting cultural news, you have Kyle Rittenhouse withdrawing support for Donald Trump and pivoting to endorse Ron Paul. Who? Oh yeah, wait. He's not even on the he's not on the ballot. He's going to write him in, which makes no sense. And don't get me wrong, Ron Paul is probably one of the few politicians I actually appreciate and like, and as also Rand. And yet, out of nowhere, Kyle's like, now we're gonna write this guy in. Again, Trump does not have a perfect track record when it comes to the Second Amendment, unfortunately. I was really hoping that Trump administration, when it comes to the Second Amendment, would be huge. They would repeal the NFA Act of 1934, which is a stain on the Second Amendment. And this is one of the reasons you have all this increased regulation. So if you want to buy a hearing protective device known as a suppressor, thanks to the 1934 NFA Act, again, not legal advice, but rudimentary speaking, you have to pay them a $200 extortion fee, also known as a tax stamp, which at the time was $200, 1934. Nowadays, it's close to $5,000. So the one-time inflation kind of worked in our favor. You also have to have, you treat it like a criminal. You have to have fingerprints taken, you have the passport photo taken, much burdensome paperwork, and the process usually takes between the application and getting it as individual versus trust, again, different methodologies. It can take anywhere from weeks to months to, I know someone who's waiting for a short barrel rifle tax stamp for almost a year. So it's very disappointing when, again, the Republicans had the House, they had the Senate, and they had the White House. They couldn't get, and there's specifically even a bill for I forget the nuance, the bill title. Was it Hearing Safety Act? They had the bill, but they didn't go for it. And Trump did ban bump stocks, which I would argue is unconstitutional, and the Supreme Court subsequently did rule in favor of allowing the American public to purchase a bump stock, which again is just a piece of plastic that moves. Does it change the definition of the rifle? It's still individual trigger. But I partially digress. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse announced this on X Twitter, in which he says, quote, "We must hold all politicians to the same standards." And he is responding to Dudley Brown, and it says, Trump record on the Second Amendment, banned bump stocks, signed fixed NICs to expand prohibited persons faulty database, supported red flag confiscation, supported raising minimum wage to purchase firearms, told British TV he was going to seriously look at banning suppressors and ignore legislation to regulate suppressors, support TAPS Act, Big Brother social media, monitoring of firearms statements, supported expansion of background checks, registration with Toomey machine, equipped about wanting to terminate parts of the Constitution, told Senator Feinstein to include assault weapon ban in safety bill. And Trump famously said, February, 28th, 2018, take the guns first, go through the process second. And this went pretty viral. It got 1.1 million views and 4.8 thousand likes. And again, what Kyle's saying is true. Trump, I mean, those bullet points happened. It's not good. I'm definitely not a fan of those things. And it seems like maybe Trump's become more pro Second Amendment second time around. Hopefully, that would be great. Again, an NFA Act has been enacted since 1934. Should not exist. It's unconstitutional and disgusting, especially when you consider how our country was founded. But I partially digress. Now, some of the first comments comes from Catford saying, quote, "After what all the Trump and Trump supporters did for you, unfollowed and forgotten, getting 19,000 likes." Kyle Rittenhouse subsequently blocked Catturd, apparently. The Texas one said, "How much do they get for your soul?" Getting 692 likes. Brendan Dealey says, "You nuked your entire name and platform before the age of 25. Impressive, dumbass." Gave 4.5 thousand likes. Steven says, "Those are lies, Kyle, and you know it. You claim to be so concerned about politicians and the Second Amendment, yet you just posted a bunch of lies. So this literally confirms you're not taking things seriously and you're a liar. Just all respect for you. Hope the money was worth it." Got 2.2 thousand likes, which it says show more. Does he actually say which ones? No, he just said lost all respect for you. Hope the money was worth it. Which, again, it's one of those things where Trump did those things. I mean, this is one of the few topics in terms of politics that I follow more closely. Unfortunately, because if you're a firearms enthusiast or also known as American, you have to make sure you're following the laws because they change the gun laws so frequently. You could easily become a villain overnight or a felon overnight, like the bump stock ban, when many people unfortunately lost them in a boating accident. Thankfully, one of the best companies, Texas-based or West Texas-based and veteran-owned, is Slide Fire Solutions, the original patent holder of the actual bump fire device. They made them out of nice polymer plastic. So even though many of them were lost on boating accidents, the day after the ban was repealed by the Supreme Court, well, many of them were on gun broker the next day and for sale. So nice benefit of polymer is very resistant to water. Now, someone actually re-quoted an earlier tweet from Kyle Rittenhouse saying, quote, this is actually from actually just a little bit earlier this year, and he said, quote, Trump showed support for me from the beginning. I will gladly support and stand up for a president who cares about the American people and does the right thing. Yeah. Going back to the main comments, you have Tiff Mo Nuke says, idiotic imbecile, you've alienated every supporter who went to bat for you. Enjoy being a Marxist bitch. I hear the equivalent of the torture of, wow, that's pretty bombastic. Quote, the torture of black plantation slaves who attempted to rethink for themselves. Keep grabbing the ankles. Getting 1.2 thousand likes. James Bowman says, how much do you get paid to turn on Trump? Getting 3.1 thousand likes. Nick Adams says, Kyle Son, there are two options to run for president. It's your job as a gun rights advocate to lobby with the winner to enact and push gun policies you agree with. Kamala and DJT, who do you think would be easier to work with? Don't throw your vote away. Getting 3.3 thousand likes, let's make it 3. Oh, okay. I thought we could be the one to make it 3.4 thousand likes. Again, friendly reminder to follow me on X Twitter at The Topping Show. And yeah, I mean, of the two, in terms of gun rights, there's no comparison. Kamala Harris has literally said, and famously said during the 2020 primary, for Democratic primary, she said she would give Congress 100 days to ban the most common gun in use, the AR-15, or sorry, most common rifle in use, the AR-15. And if they didn't do it, then she would just do an if they didn't act in 100 days, she would just use an executive order to ban them with de facto gun bans where they would have mandatory buybacks, which again is a ban. And well, again, to Biden's credit, he actually, at that time, on the stage said, that's unconstitutional. You can't do that. I would work with the Senate and the House, all that kind of stuff. Which, again, also wouldn't work because, thank God for the Supreme Court, they ruled that you cannot ban firearms in common usage, with well over 50% of all new rifles sold in the United States being of the AR-15 pattern variant. That is the very definition of common usage. And I want to say every gun owner has an AR-15, but I would guess there's a high propensity. It's in the, what was it? I'm just pulling numbers out of the air. What is it, 90%? That'd be a fun comment section if you're open to talking about firearms. Do you know anyone, if they own any gun, I can't help but think, do you know, that'd be a fun question. Do you know anyone who owns a gun, but they do not have an AR-15? That'd be so weird. Well, especially in the great state, or somebody argue the great country of Texas. Yeah, thankfully my neighborhood is pretty protected. Scrolling down more and more. You have Andre Nuda saying, dumb kid, you are an idiot. You just lost all support you ever had. You are a child and the country in a fight for its life. You write in a vote to help Kamala, and those who persecuted you win. Without Trump, you would have been fried. What a clown. Getting 1.8 thousand likes, which, again, Trump, it's disappointing because Trump did a lot of those things. But again, he's infinitely more pro-gun than Kamala Harris. She's the left of Bernie Sanders and Biden. She's the most leftist politicians of our lifetime. She's left of Bernie Sanders. That's saying something. So to say that you would write in, and again, I have friends who do write-ins. I have some, I have libertarian friends. I understand third party, but even JFK, there's rumors that even he might endorse Trump because he sees the importance of this election. I'm not sure if that's even happened for a lifetime in terms of dropping out endorsement in that level. But yeah, doing a write-in right now, really, I don't know. I just don't. I don't think that's a good idea, especially because the guy's not even running. So it is a dumb idea. Never. If Mr. Paul is actually actively running, any other, especially now, I don't think it's worth it. It's just stupid. Now, Brock Crane also says, you don't agree on Trump's Second Amendment policies, so he doesn't get your vote. Kamala Harris wants to take your guns away. Ron Paul has no chance. In essence, you're giving your vote to Harris. How do you have over 1 million followers? Getting 108, now 109 likes. And another further reminder to like and follow my channel on all the platforms, even the big green one, which is, interestingly enough, less people are on the big green competitor to YouTube, but I get more people watching it, almost as if there's a shadow ban. Or there's certainly a statistical anomaly where I have apparently 1,000 subscribers, but they had a couple videos with like 1 views. Which, don't get me wrong, I know I'm not the most famous, bombastic, entertaining person on the planet. I have plenty of room to grow and develop, but just statistically speaking, that doesn't seem possible. But I partially digress. If there's any contrarian statements agreeing with Kyle. And again, I do have friends. I mean, Paul is awesome. He's great, but he's not running. Let's see here. Melissa says, throwing your vote away and you get Harris, you need to understand what you're actually doing. Getting 627 likes. I'm actually surprised a lot of Kamala supporters aren't in here just saying great or a good idea or something like that. Yeah, I'm not seeing any contrarian statements right here. This this might very well be a Chris Christie effect, a fascinating social media phenomenon in which you get zero positive responses. Which happened when Chris Christie was running for Republican primary to be the nominee. Chris Christie had 2 instances where he tweeted something, and not a single person said something positive in the comments, which is almost statistically as possible because presumably Chris Christie has family, he has a friend, apparently had a campaign staff at one point. Yeah, there are 2 instances where no one said anything nice about him in the comments. So this, I mean, I'm scrolling hard. I'm scrolling down more and more. I'm not seeing a single positive one. There might be people saying unfollow. A lot of people just saying he's stupid. Some people pointing out Trump's other accomplishments. Some people are saying maybe at a different time, but not now. Again, I think Mr. Paul would be a great president, but right now, I mean, the biggest odds of success, especially if you're someone to advocate for Second Amendment or business, or just having less inflation, less war. I mean, Trump is, I mean, without doubt, the best candidate for those topics or for those things. A lot of people have the Kamala Harris just posting a picture of Kamala Harris laughing at him. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, there's a iconic picture of Kyle Rittenhouse doing the thumbs up sign, right next to Trump. At least he did suit up for that. I mean, talk about a swing and a miss. What was this guy thinking? I mean, was he? It's almost incomprehensible. I mean, was he paid off? Like, because again, he had the people who are supporting Kyle Rittenhouse were supporting. I mean, there's a lot of overlap in terms of the people who are supporting each other. And yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse is famously, I think, falsely prosecuted. I mean, they tried to really give him a bad. Thank God for this video evidence. But yeah, everyone's calling him a racist, even though the white people he shot in self-defense just happened to be all white. And also, the people he just so happened to shoot in self-defense happened to be someone who abuses children and someone who abuses women. So, and I don't advocate violence. I just want to say those are good shots. Legally speaking, they were also justified shots. And a lot of people respected Kyle for that. He overcame the odds thanks to video evidence. We were able to show, hey, these pieces of human trash were lying about him. They were trying to set him up. Here's video evidence. Then under actual prosecution, one of the shooters, the attackers who did survive, admitted, oh yeah, actually, I pointed a pistol at Kyle first before he shot me, which is the very definition of self-defense. It's amazing how many Americans don't know the true story of Kyle Rittenhouse. And it is so bizarre for him to just endorse this guy, to endorse him out of the blue. It's really defying a lot of logic. I mean, I don't understand why he would do this. Was he paid off? I mean, does he think he'll gain more support or more social media, more accolades, or have more of a social media career if you're to pivot to the other side of the political aisle? But then also go against his whole identity of being pro-gun. I mean, let me know in the comments. This is one of the most bizarre cultural postings on social media I've seen in a long time. Let me know, because, I mean, I would really be especially fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button and tell your friends, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some direct feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.